Hey, welcome to Witching Hour. This is my fifth year doing this show. I didn't call it Witching Hour before. I think I don't know what I was calling. I can't remember. I have to go back and look. But this is my fifth year doing this, and I'm excited. Today, Jeff is joining me. Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me, Lucy. Yeah,
No, thank
I'm
you.
excited. It's Halloween time almost.
Yes, we're like few days from October.
Yep.
I'm so excited. And yeah, today I just like finished decorating my house. I haven't decorated outside, just the inside the house. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. It's like the most wonderful time of the year. And Sarah left us a little message earlier. And
Yes.
okay, thank you. Okay. How was your year? Did you have any experiences throughout the year?
Uh, Not personally. I don't know why it is, but I haven't had any like experiences since I was a kid. So
That's good, right?
I think so. I mean, maybe one or two as an adult, but not.
Hmm.
I guess I'm not attractive to the ghosts and the
Hmm.
ghouls.
That's good. Well, see, like, thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had like things that I have um like that I noticed at the time that maybe thinking back later on, I think about it, like then be like, wait a minute, that was kind of weird. Little things like that, but nothing that it's like, oh my God, super scary. No.
Yeah.
Um, but like people around me, yes.
Oh
I
yeah.
get like so many stories. And that I will be telling one. But before I tell my story, I think because I have a few of them that I have learned. One, it's like my mom's house because she's not, I have talked about it before that my mom's house is haunted, but she had moved. She moved the beginning of the year. And was the beginning? Yes, the beginning of the year she moved. So she's in a new house, and we thought, maybe that stuff will stay. But I mean, we already knew, my mom should have known too, that they follow her. I don't think it's the place, I think it's her. I had
That's
also
not what you want to hear, though.
no, no, but I think it's sadly, it is her. And you know what? I talked to this lady that she's uh she reads the tarot cards, and she partly like I think kind of like a medium type of thing. But she told me that my mom might have a gift of the like a medium, and she said that if she wanted to explore that to go and talk to somebody who's already a medium to help her guide her. But then my mom was like, I don't know if I want to. That she said that she did try it a little bit, but then she got like scared. And that night she did she did try to like try
Got a little
something.
too real, huh?
Yes, yeah. She was like, "No, no, 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 cancel, cancel, cancel. I don't want it, I don't want it." But yes, so I think that she might have something, I don't know if she wants to explore or something. But yeah, it's a little scary. And I don't know, like, yeah, I think it's, might be her that they're trying to then she has that kind of energy that maybe they can communicate with her, but she doesn't want to explore on that yet. But first, okay, well, I want to talk about a couple things. We have talked about the Conjuring House, before, and right now it's going for auction. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Uh, they're trying to sell it, and on Halloween, they're gonna do a full uh, foreclosure auction on Halloween on Halloween Day.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, so the girl who bought it before, Jacqueline Nunez, she did, I guess it was a little too expensive on mortgage or something. She couldn't handle it. Who knows? But she's getting rid of it. And I know they have it, as a museum, and I start following this girl who was working at the house, and she said that she didn't feel anything bad to say. Like she said that she felt like, she's like, I feel like peace. I feel like I'm kind of like welcome. But let me see real quick so I can show you the house. Um, like the the picture, like it looks like a simple house, right?
Right.
How it tells you like what's about the house and everything. I wonder. Oh, they can see the pictures. Mhm.
Lucy, I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn off my fan.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. So I'll show the pictures for now. Oops. It looks beautiful like that. Shows you the inside. Doesn't it? Gives you like a little creepy vibe, I guess. There's that the real Annabelle
Oh
doll.
yeah.
That's funny that they have like that one is so creepy. But I mean, it looks like a nice like wooden house, like to stay
No
for the
cabin.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a cabin. Look at the Ouija boards there, and is that like another little Annabelle in there? Can't
It
tell.
looks like it.
Oh hell! Oh, it gives me chills, dude. Just like looking at these pictures.
Ugh.
I don't know why. Like, it's nothing. Like, but it's just like knowing that there's something in there gives me like, ugh, the creeps. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
it looks really creepy. That is actually really creepy.
this right.
Yes.
It's even
It's
though like if you knew that okay, that it's not like it was just another house, that it's not the Conjuring house, would it
it's still
still feel
creepy.
the right?
Oh yeah. No, because that looks like one of those like typical basements in a horror movie.
Yes,
Or
yes.
like, or like a serial killer movie.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
that's
It does. Yeah, where was it? And
mm-mm.
oh man, I can't. Man, I just that watched that episode again, and I'm here again. Like I have to talk about Jack Osborne and, and his show. But yeah, the the one that oh my god, where was it? Was it at the jail? Oh man, I can't remember. But then I know Jack was feeling a little sick in there, and then the girl that he was with, oh my Katrina, they were kind of feeling a little uneasy. And one of them, uh, he was like part of the crew, like what is it called? What do you call? He was not, not in the background, right?
Right.
But the way they moved the camera, you could tell the guy was sitting on the just a chair, one of those chairs that from that picture. Uh you can tell that they kind of like pulled his chair, and you just see him kind of like gets a little
Oh.
jerked off, like what the hell?
Mm-mm.
And he's all like, and then they show like, and they're like, are you okay? And Jack on his podcast, like years later, he talks about how the guy had stopped doing the shows with them because he was experiencing like really bad stuff. Like he had like really bad stuff happening to him after that. And he was like, I can't do this anymore, guys. Like he was really cool with them, but he's like, I can't, I need to step away from this because it's affecting me now and my
Yeah.
personal life too. And I feel like they're attacking me. Something's attacking me. But
No.
yeah,
That's too
yeah, like
much.
I know. And then Jack and Cat and oh my god, I forgot Catherine, Katrina. Sorry, Katrina. They talk about it like years later on, which is last year. I think Jack on his podcast last year, like he talked about it because we're going like, from each episode, but then they kind of stopped doing that because Katrina was pregnant and couldn't be traveling to do the show. But not if you like Katrina with Jack, she does on YouTube. She has her own show now because Discovery, I think they stopped doing that. They don't do a lot of the haunted shows. They only do that guy, Zach, the Ghost Adventures, which I do
Mm.
not like. Um, It's not my cup of tea. And but yeah, but she still does those tours and stuff like that with another girl. And they're fun because they're like longer and they don't edit like as much. I don't know. I like it. But yeah, that was one of them. Would you stay at the house, The Conjuring, like one night?
I I guess if I was dare to,
Hmm.
uh, I would hope it's not alone. But if it's alone, yeah, I might not
Since
sleep
you
that much.
never, since you have never experienced anything, you were like, okay, I don't think I'm sensitive to that stuff. You can say with one person there.
I just think it mentally I would probably be uneasy just
Hmm.
knowing, even though I don't like it's like I do believe in that afterlife kind of stuff,
Hmm.
but it's not like it's not a thing that really bothers me them as much. But that house just looks creepy anyways. So and there's for sure there's no way that house doesn't creak all night long.
Oh, for sure. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
old.
wooden
Yeah, it's
too.
wood everywhere. Yeah, that's just it's
Hmm.
there's probably noises out there because it's like in the middle of nowhere too. Like it's so
Yeah.
separated from like the rest of society. Well, not society, but
Yeah.
from another house. It's like kind of far away. So I think it would just be like mentally in my head that I'll be like, yeah, this house is not right. But
Hmm.
I'd be willing to stay. I'm not too like
Yeah.
against that.
Yeah. Me, I don't think. I don't. No, I don't think so. I'm like trying to think. No, no, no. I don't think so. I don't think so.
You've had too many experiences. That's why, like, and like you're close to it, like your
Yeah.
mom and stuff like that. So
And you know what? Okay, well, I'm gonna hold. Yes, like in my. Oh my god, I don't know if I should say now because then,
you want to
like,
save it for another episode?
no, like I was gonna wait, but because of the story that I was gonna say, but oh yeah, I'll come back to it. I'll come back to
Okay.
it. But yeah, okay. So this other one, that I thought it's pretty cool. We're gonna move to paranormal investigators. There's the two brothers, Fred and Stephen Garza Guzman. It's the Curious Twins tours. They have a tour that they do and things like that. They recently purchased the alleged haunted hospital that it was closed in 1992. It's known one of the most haunted in Texas, San Antonio, Texas. They planned. They plan to offer overnight stays, tours, weddings, anything like filming, anything that they can, I guess, make a business out of it.
Right.
Let me share my screen so you can see it. And I would like to see more. I don't think I ever seen these two guys, but I do want to see, like, this is the hospital, like the outside of the hospital. This is the article of the guys, and they're the brothers right there. But yeah, they want to they bought
Ooh.
this hospital. It looked just like, I mean, I know it's gonna need a lot of work for what they want to do. But I just know already, like, if they're gonna be doing like tours and things like that. I think that's the only two pictures that they have. Let me see if I can find the actual um like pictures of the hospital. Um,
That
but
hallway looks just like right out of The Walking Dead.
yes, wait, let me see. Oh man, what did I do? I don't want to do that. Yeah, I know it's. And I don't. Let me see if I can find pictures of the hospital. Yeah, it looks pretty creepy. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see. Oh, okay. Maybe these ones. Let me see. Oy, I got my phone over here. I can't see. Yeah, like when I
I think
see
a
that stuff.
hospital. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, go ahead. You go.
I was just gonna say, hospitals
Let's
actually
see.
would creep me out. Like an abandoned hospital. that would creep me out a little bit more, especially an older one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Look
because
at that.
you've heard stories of like why some of these have closed down,
Mhm.
like, and they've also had like those mental wards,
Yeah.
the psych wards that were like they did weird stuff, experiments, or people have
Mhm.
done some crazy stuff or have passed away obviously in a hospital.
Yeah.
So it's like that would be that'd be a lot different from the cabin for me.
Yeah, I think this one's like a little bit more creepy. And especially once people like they are doing these type of things like tours and things like that to um yeah, it's so creepy. Um like doing paranormal investigations and things like that. Like a lot of the times they say like that you're opening that window, that door, for things to
Lucy.
pardon my husband.
Okay, I hope it's I hope it is.
Yeah, it sounded like something fell. Uh, you see, doing this. This is why I also do this show, um, like only for the month of October for the spooky season, stuff like that. Because, like, honestly, once you start doing that, you open the door for things like that. Like you start attracting that energy. Like they feel like, oh, maybe you're talking about this. Maybe you can hear me. You're listening or something, And then especially for things like that that are like people are like touring and I don't know, like you're inviting that energy. You go with that energy, like and yeah. So,
Well, I mean, I
mm,
can imagine like if you were like if you believe in ghosts and like that other realm, and
mm-hmm,
then like most people can't see it or acknowledge it or anything like that. So it's like that energy wants to be seen and heard.
mm-hmm,
And so like once you start talking about it or start in that spot or in that place, like it's like they want to be like attracted to you so that they can
mm-hmm.
be seen or heard or acknowledged.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, like at the same time that I started, it was during the pandemic that I started doing this, right? Like, and I started feeling that, like, and I went, like, I remember I started like September or something like that, and I went all the way to I think to January. I can't remember, but then I had to stop because I started feel like it drains you. Honestly,
Mm,
like for me, I started feeling like some kind of weird energy drain, and then at the same time that I was doing that, a bunch of people started doing the same thing, in different, even in Spanish and all that stuff, I started seeing. And one of the persons who was doing that was Angela Johnson, the comedian. So if
mhm.
you find her and look at her YouTube page and look for those things that she was doing, a lot of stuff that it started to happen to her. And she had a medium on her show and she was talking about how she started experiencing things. And I remember on one of her shows, I was watching it and I remember hearing something coming through the microphone. She didn't hear it at the time, but people heard it and started commenting. Things started happening in the background, stuff like that. And a medium contact her, I believe.
Oh,
But if you want to know more about it, look her up and look at her YouTube and she explains what she stops too, because a lot of the stuff was happening to her. And like I said, because you attract all that stuff. So and just by talking about it. So I cannot imagine once you start doing to the house, hauntings and stuff like that. Um and purchasing stuff that it's haunted, which it will take me to my next thing that I want to talk about. And you're gonna have to correct me again about his last name because I get it
mm,
wrong. Matt
right.
Rife. Okay,
Yes.
Matt Rife. I always get it wrong. And so he likes all this stuff too, the paranormal and all that. And he purchased after this guy, one of the guys who he had owned the doll and he
Mhm.
passed away. He took it out of the little box that they had it, right? The guy, and was kind of like
And they put it back
traveling
in
around.
like the house that it's originally from.
Yes. and he purchased, Matt, I believe he purchased the home.
Yeah,
See, it says right there.
with a couple of I some other
Other-
investor or
Yes.
partners. Yes.
Yeah. So I think he's like that. He owned, let me see. Well, the country films are one of my favorites. He likes that. Uh so yeah, now he it's not the only purchase he has. He has different things. Um but yeah, like he owns few. There's a fellow with what's her face. Just by seeing it, it creeps me out, honestly. Ugh. But yeah, they have a bunch of stuff. There he is. See, I can't. He's like, still can't believe we're the owners, the new owners sitting on the porch, new looking at the photo. You see, so it's like their house in Connecticut. They owned. Him and you were saying him and the co-owners Elton Kistine.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
it's a friend of his or
yeah.
maybe some associate. So, he didn't buy it by himself, but he really
Yes.
wanted it.
Yeah. So now, yeah, they own that house, and it's not open for touring and any of that stuff yet, but that's what they want to do. They
Mhm.
want to do tours and all that stuff. Oh, hey, what's up?
What up, Bruce?
I forgot you do this. Yes, Bruce. And you changed your photo. Now I was like, who is that? It took me a second.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey. Hey, Sarah. But yeah, so they I mean, both them too now they purchase, and I would like, I don't know if I thought I seen him that he went on some of those tours, like the things like that. I remember I need to look it up, but I think he did some of those stuff, some of those tours, but now he's gonna have his own. And that would be
Mhm.
cool if he does like a little show, like, or start posting, like, if things like that happens to him. I don't know, the house. That would be very interesting. But yeah, okay. So what I was gonna tell you, like, I was that you were saying that I had some experiences. So I I was listening to this. There's this two Mexican girls that they have their podcast, and they were talking about they went to I listened to this podcast with some, they're actresses, and they were like young Mexican actresses that they did novelas like when they were young, and now they have the older, and they still act and stuff like that, but they have their own podcast. And they invited two other girls that they do what I like, what I was doing this, they started the same around the pandemic and things like that. And a few weeks ago, I couple 2 weeks ago, that's when I heard about them for the first time. And they let me look up their podcast so I can get it right. um and I was just like, okay, they call morras malditas, which, how do you translate morras? Like girls, are kind of like a slang to saying girls.
Mhm.
Girls and they're um malditas, they're curse
Oh.
girls. That's basically, I'm trying to like translate. But so they do this, and now they got very popular in Mexico, and now they do tours. So they're at the end of the tour, then these other actresses, they invited them to the podcast. So they started talking about, that they hey, what's up?
What up,
Um
Ken?
so they started talking that they were saying that the same, once you start doing things like this, you open the doors and you're more sensitive to things like this, right? And but one of the actors, she was saying a story that I was just like, oh my god, I relate so much to it. Like, I'm like, I thought I was the only one that it happened to, but I have told you guys this before, uh that at the apartment that it was pretty haunted, that I lived there, that it happened to um anybody who will go visit, will stay over, whatever, they had an experience in that apartment, and it was always a little girl, right?
Mhm.
And even my cousins, my uncles, that they didn't believe about things like this, they had an experience, right? And they didn't realize that it was happening until somebody else told them, like, oh, they always confused it with one of my cousins. So now years later, like I still dream about this place that I dream about, that I always go back. And like even a week or 2 weeks ago, because I had just had that dream, and then I started listening to the podcast, and I was just like, what the hell? That just happened to me.
Mm-mm.
The girl was saying that where she lived, like few things happened, but nothing crazy. It never happened to her. She's like, but I always dream that I'm back at this place. I'm stuck, that I'm like not, like I go back to live in that place, and I'm like, I do not go want to be here. And she's trapped. And I'm like, that's what happens to me. I always dream about this place, that I go back to this place, and I dream that I'm stuck, and I'm like, and I know it's haunted, and I see ghosts and creepy demons and things like that. And it's so scary. It's like literally nightmare. And this girl, she said that she has the same dreams. It happens to her and her sister. They
Oh,
both. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one that it had those kind of dreams, that you go back to a place that you don't want to be in, and you're scared to go, you're scared.
yeah.
And sometimes I still kind of drive by there, and I'm like, oh, I get that weird feeling, and I want to go and ask the people who live there if they have some kind of experiences in there. I don't know, but I'm just scared to even stop by in front of the house, honestly.
Lucy, you're
But
just asking for trouble.
I
you just
know, I
you just keep
know, I
driving by it.
shouldn't. I just want
It's
to
like you're
know.
attracted to it no matter what.
Yes, yeah, and well, Romy school is not far from there, so
Oh no.
yeah, it's just because here it's not big, like a huge city, so it's just kind of like, oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Um,
Like I have
but
a
yeah.
theory. Like,
Hmm.
so because it's like, like spirits and stuff like that, like I would assume like because they're not in a body anymore, like they their energy like dissipates as time goes on. And in
Hmm.
order to get that energy, you have to kind of feed off of other people.
Maybe.
And so that's why you feel drained, or it just kind of like, that you get that feeling, and then
Hmm.
like that just kind of helps them like get stronger, right? And so it's kind of
Hmm.
like that, and that's probably why like people get those feelings, and like it, and like they use that energy to like attract you to them so they can feed off you
Hmm.
more, right? So it's
Yeah,
kind of like,
maybe.
ooh, we should make a movie like
Right?
that.
Yes. Okay, Bruce says a little bit of topic, but comic related. Dynamite is doing a think a 5 issue run of Supernatural, with each
Ooh,
issue having a photo variant.
that's one of
Oh, I
my
need to look it up.
favorite shows
Lovely.
ever. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, and she's like, has anyone seen the new Conjuring movie? No, but my mom did. Obviously, my mom did go. And she said she didn't like it. She said it wasn't as scary. Obviously, for my mom, it wasn't as scary. She said she's like, yeah, she's like, if the theory, why better is get.
Yep.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Hmm.
like yeah, the flickering of the lights, the
Hmm.
radios, like all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they're just trying to feed off energy because they're basically dying again, right? Like
Hmm.
they need that energy to be present.
Yes. Yeah. And but yeah, that's true. Yeah. But see, like there was one. Okay. So from this podcast, this girl, oh my God, I was so scared listening to it, because okay, you always hear that it's like the cave of the devil, that like there's a cave and everybody's like, oh, it's the devil's cave, right?
Right.
So these girls that were telling a story that they had a couple friends, that they went to this mountain. The mountain, they were kind of like, just hanging out, and then let's go camping and drink and blah blah blah. So they go up the mountain, and they there's a sign, and it says don't pass this limit. You have to camp below the sign. But they're kind of drinking already, and they don't listen to it, so they kind of passed a little bit of the sign, and they're like, okay, let's go to the devil's cave and blah blah blah, drunk. And the girls were there were like two boys and three girls. And the girls are like, no, we don't want to do that. Why would you want to go and do that? Why you want to go and mess with the vedettes? Why do you want to go there? So one of the guys, his name was Francisco. Francisco was like, nah, let's do it. He was the one who was drunk, the most drunk. And they go, they follow him. Um, and they said that once they were there, the guy started like kind of how do you say taunting, like the cave and talking smack and things
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Teasing it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, they're telling him to stop. They're like, stop, Francisco, stop. Like, you've been dumb. Let's just go. Okay, they go back, to where they were gonna set up. They didn't had set up yet. So they're all drunk trying to set up the tents and things like that. Francisco puts one of the tents right behind the truck, the back of the truck. And they were like, I don't think you should put it there because that's kind of like dangerous, to set it right behind the truck.
Right.
I should be fine, like it's good, whatever. The two guys go in one tent to sleep, the three girls in one. And um in the middle of the night, the girls, they hear the truck turn on. So obviously they get scared.
Ooh,
What the hell?
ooh.
Did you see that? Am I thing?
Yeah. Yeah. You froze and then yeah. Oh, see that spirit is draining your energy from your camera there, Lucy.
Dude, in
Mm.
this fucking story, my Wi-Fi is fine. I don't know why I don't know where my Wi-Fi is. Oh, Jesus Christ. So this story took me a while to finish it because I was really, really scared listening to the story, especially the way these girls tell the story. It's so good. I'm cutting a bunch of parts off, okay? So, anyways, I'm trying to summarize it. So then the girls, they wake up and they're like, the guy who had the keys was Francisco because he was, the drunkest guy had the keys. So they were like, hey, like they starts yelling and whatever. And oh no. Before before they woke up, before he turns the car on, they hear that they're pressing on the, like if somebody when you're trying to find your car and you're
Oh,
pressing the
right.
alarm,
Yeah.
right? They're like beep 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 beep. So the girls wake up, they're like, what the hell? What is this guy doing? He's messing with us. And then out of nowhere, you hear that the car turns on, and then they're like start yelling, and they're like, "Hey, Francisco!" Like they see him inside the car, and then they're like, "Francisco, like what the hell are you doing? Get off! Like turn it off!" And blah blah. He gets off the car and he goes inside the tent, and he's kind of like
In a
not
trance.
there. Yes, like he's not there. He's just kind of like, and his voice changes, and he starts telling them, "Let's go to the cave. Come on, let's go to
Oh,
the cave. Like, let's go have fun. Let's go to the cave. Let's go back to the cave." And they're telling him, like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, we're asleep. Go to sleep. Like, they're not, but, they think that he's messing with them because he was drunk.
right.
And they're like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And they're like, Francisco, just go to sleep. Like, leave us alone. You're drunk. And then, like, he's like this. And then he just stops. And then I don't know where he comes back again. And he's like, okay, so let's go to the river then. I heard the water's nice. And, so the girls are like, so they start freaking out a little bit and they call the other guy. And they're like, hey, take him. He's drunk. Like, he's trying to take us to the river. Like, what the hell? And then the guy, they can't move him. And then I don't know where he just comes back to it. And he's like, he starts to cry. And he's like, I'm really, really scared. Like,
Uh-oh.
we need to leave now. If we don't leave now, I'm never gonna leave here.
I just
They don't
got
want to let me
chills.
go. Dude, I know. Oh, me too. If you can see it.
Ugh.
So the guy, they're like, you need to drag me. If I step foot in the soil, I'm not gonna go. You're not gonna be able to take me with you.
Right.
Like they want me to stay. They got me.
Mm.
So they're like, right away, they're like, what are you talking about? Like, he's like, please, let's go. He's all like sobbing,
Oh,
crying. So they're like, okay. So they drag him to the front of like by the door, and from the tent, he just jumps and he's like, "Leave the tents. I don't want to take them. Let's
Right.
just go." And they leave. Um, then later on, once they get to like a diner close by, they stop, and then he starts tell them like, they're like, "What happened? Like, what the like?" He's not drunk anymore. They're like, you can tell he's sober. Like he's not drunk anymore when he starts saying like, "We need to leave." He starts telling them, "I woke up to go to the bathroom. It was really dark because you're like in the mountains. They're like the moon, you couldn't see it because cloudy, whatever." They're like, he was like, "I walk only 10 steps." I counted. He's like, "I didn't want to go too far. I counted 10 steps away from the tent to go to the bathroom. When I turned around, there was nothing. Everything was gone." He's like, "And I was close to the cave. And somebody was
Oh,
telling me to go inside the cave." And he was like, "Nope." So he starts going with because he couldn't find it. He didn't know. So the key, he starts
right.
beep, 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 beep to find the truck, to walk towards the truck. He said that it sounded super far away. He's like, "I know I only walked 10 steps." And he said that that's why he started doing that. He said he saw two people coming down from the mountain, and he asked them, "Do you know where's the campsite?" He told them like, "Oh, it's that way." But he said it was the opposite way where he walked.
Right.
So it was kind of like telling them to go to the cave, basically. And he's like, "No." So he started like following still the thing till like out of nowhere he was already basically the 10 steps. Like he was back at the truck, and that's why he got on the truck and he turned it on. And then that's when he heard the girls, and he got off the truck and then went inside the tent. But then he said as soon as he went in, he doesn't remember anymore what happened.
Mm-mm.
He's like, "I blacked out. I don't know what happened. I was not drunk anymore because I was so scared that I was not drunk anymore."
He's scared sober.
So, yes. So he was like that. What is it that he heard when? What was it? Because oh, that the two people coming down, like when he saw two people coming down the mountain, they told him something about the girls. He's like, "But I cannot tell you girls." Like that's why he's like, "We need to leave. We need to leave." Because it was not only me, it was you guys. You guys were in danger, the girls.
Oh,
And he said that he never told the girls what was because he said he couldn't repeat it because it was too scary. And he said that after that he was never the same. Like he went to get like the cleansing and all that stuff, and
oh,
he
ugh, the
was never the
sage
same.
stuff and all that. Yeah. Ugh. I can.
Yes.
I'm feeling uneasy actually now.
I know, just me
Stories.
telling about it. I'm like, so
Yeah.
that one, oh my God, I was so scared. I was like, "Oh my God." Like, so yeah, these girls, they have a really good again, if you speak Spanish, listen to these girls because they just their podcast. They just had another guest, and I will tell that story next week. But I was like so scared with that one too. That one I haven't even honestly. Oh no, I just finished it. But it was just so creepy too. I'm like, I can't believe this stuff happens like that, like to people. I'm like, oh God. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but this
so
was
freaky.
that was my story. That's what I
That
was
was
like,
a
I
good
was pretty
story,
light.
actually. It's really like that. I usually stories like this, like they don't usually get me, but I've got chills like multiple times while you were talking about it, and I was just like, oh, like I've heard kind of stories like this, but I don't like to hear them because I'm like, that's too real, it's too close,
Yes.
and I'm like, and I don't like what do you call it? I don't discredit people for having that kind of
Mhm.
like story. Like
No.
I refuse to like I'm like, but I also don't want to acknowledge it because I'm like that's it's a little much and
Mhm.
it feels like it feels actually believable, but in your mind you're going that can't be real.
Yes. I know. So I know when I was listening to it, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, this was It was creepy, super creepy. That kind of like
Oh,
it stayed in my head. And I'm telling you, like this story, I heard it once. Usually, I mean, you guys, I'm always saying that I have really bad memory, but this one is stayed.
oh yeah, you had all the details.
Yeah, like I know, like I went a little back with some, but most of it, I was just like kind of like it stayed in my head. Like I couldn't sleep for a couple days. Uh, like I kept waking up. I was just kind of like, when you mind plays tricks on you, like
Right.
that's kind of like how it was for a few days. But I was just like, oh my god, it was such a good story. Like, and I believe it for the things that my mom had experienced and heard and things like that. Like, I completely believed it. Um, and but yeah, that was
It's
my
like
story for the day.
it's like he was drunk, and because he was so drunk, like he can't mentally like be strong. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like kind of like that's when something possessed him, but it was like possessing him in and out. It was going in and out of like consciousness kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that's how he ended up far away from the camp, and that's how he ended up near the cave, and like that's why he was telling them, "Oh, let's go here and let's go there."
Mm-hmm.
But he was like snapping in and out of it, which was kind
Mm-hmm.
of weird. So like
Yes.
that's freakier.
I know. I know. Like you see, like things like that. I'm like, man, that should be a freaking movie. Like what happened to him? But it sucks because now, like, poor guy, he's not the same because of what he'd experienced.
Yeah,
From a fun trip to turn for him like life changing
like he's
events now.
traumatized for life. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like he said that what like they don't know what they told him about the girls, and
Mm,
he never told the girls, and he's like, I rather live with it than tell you guys because it was such a horrible things that they said. That's why we needed to get out. And he was like, I recommend nobody to go to that place. Especially that far, I
yeah.
think now the sign that it says do not go too far, it was for a reason. Um, and people they have gone missing. They have gone missing going up there. Um,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
yeah, exact. Very cool story. And it's like what makes it even more real is the fact that like he could have told them what was said to him. Like it doesn't feel like it's too much, but then
Mhm.
the fact that he refuses to say exactly what it is, and it's almost like I have to take this to the grave with me because it was so horrific. I will mess up their lives by just
Yeah.
telling them.
Yeah, especially like seeing him the way he was and stuff like that, being so afraid
Yeah.
that it's just like, ugh, yeah, no.
And
Ugh,
and it, like, doesn't seem like the kind of person who would have been afraid because he was, like, teasing it and all that other stuff earlier, like, making fun of
yes,
it and, like, making a joke out of it, like, as if he didn't believe it, and then now he's like, "I'm never going there again. I'm never
I
talking about
know.
this."
I know. But yeah, but then I'll save the other story for next
Yes.
time because, yeah. And like I said, I have some for my mom's new place that I will want to tell you guys too. But I'm gonna save it because my brother, he said he's gonna join me next. He's gonna join us next week, so hopefully he can
Cool.
say some of these stuff. Uh, because yeah, my mom's place there's new stories, and I'm like, oh, I'm scared.
See, this is
It's a
gonna
bigger
make it
place.
too real too because now it's not just you, but it's now your brother too, so it's like multiple people hearing these stories is like, "Ooh."
Mhm. Yeah, and then my aunt, like that, she was like, my aunt was there when it happened, and my cousin. So, and it's been multiple times that it's like two of my aunts, different occasions, and my uncle, which my uncle's very skeptical. So he doesn't believe all that stuff. And for him to see and hear it, well, not see it, but just hearing things, like it was, yeah. Yeah, because he says, I wanted to take a knife, and no.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
That's
No.
hilarious, Bruce.
No, Bruce, you crazy. But okay, well, we went to almost 45 minutes. I said I was
Yeah,
going to do only 30 minutes, but then it kind of, it's fine.
that was a good
Um,
story.
it was a good story. So I will leave you guys with that. And if you guys know anybody,
You're gonna
uh
mess up the whole comic book community, man.
yes. I mean, it's crazy how, like, a lot of times we buy used comics that they come from,
Mm,
a lot of the family members that have selling the books from families who passed on and stuff like that. Maybe because they're like such a happy people and they know they're going good homes and good collectors and things like that never comes attached to it. I don't know. Um
Darn
but
it, Lucy, you're gonna mess me up because I have stuff from people I know who have passed away. So now you're really gonna mess me up. Oh, come on.
but see, no, they're happy. They're happy that they're going to good collectors and they know they're like, I mean, that they're gonna be taken care of, that they're in good hands. I feel like if you were not taking care of it, then they will be mad and be like, oh hell no, you bastard, you messing up my comics. Uh but it's just like, I don't know. I think it's because they're happy that they're going to good hands. No, let's just put it that way, because I know I have some stuff too there. I don't know where they've been, so I'm just gonna put it that way. Who's to say some kid?
Oh, come on, Bruce. You make it too raw. I got too many comic books in here. I'm like surrounded by it.
Wait, they need a book about. They need a comic book about that.
Well,
Ooh,
because
get chills.
I'm getting chills just because, like, you know how they say, like, they're attached to certain objects that were important to them. So, like, that I would assume if they were a comic book collector, that was kind of like an important thing to them. Oh.
Me too, Jeff. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Jeff, for joining me. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. And here on the comments, please leave us give us a thumbs up, share us out, and if you know anybody who has a little story on their own, please share it with us. Send it to us, and we can read it here. Or if you want to join us, or just want me to read it, if you're a little shy,
Yeah.
send it to us,
Share
and
your
we'll read
stories.
it. Or send
Yeah.
us a voice message and we can play it at whatever you want. It will be nice. I know that there's another guy in the community who has some experience, and I told him I wanted him to join us. I need to look him up because I can't remember who it was.
Oh no.
So if you're watching this and I told you to join us, please message me because I need to go back and look it up. But yes. Oh hey.
What's
Just can't.
going
Oh,
on?
paranormal. What's up, Jade? Hey, if you want to join us next week, message me on Instagram, Mama Comic. That's my Mama Comics, or Jeff, or Near Nirvana on Instagram. Message me, and if you want to join us next week, if you have some stories, let us know. Again, my brother's gonna come next week, and their new house. It's when we first looked at the house, it didn't give me a bad vibe. There was one house. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, Jade, please let me know. There was one house. Oh, I should leave it for next week. But there was one, we were looking at houses, and there was one house. Me and my mom, we didn't say anything while we were there. But once we went inside the house, in one of the rooms, it was a big room. And you can tell it's one of those houses that they added a room and things like that. It was kind of weird. And in one of the rooms, they still have the furniture. And I was like, I told my mom, I don't like this house. I don't know. It gives me a weird vibe. I don't want this house. I don't like this house. I know I'm not gonna live here, but I know I'm gonna come visit you. I don't want this house, right? And then later on, my mom said, she's like, hey, she called me and she's like, yeah, I have some weird about the house. And I was like, can I tell you? I'm like, she was about to tell me why. And then to my mom, I'm like, can I tell you? I'm like, I felt like an old lady in that room. And my mom was like, she's like, that's what the same thing that she told my sister. She's like, I felt
No.
the old lady in there. Like we both felt her. Yeah, we actually caught girls on camera and we had, yes, dude.
Shut
I need
up.
to show you. Then you need to see that when I was talking to my mom. Remember that I showed you guys last year the the glasses, the
Yep.
silhouette, and that was definitely a ghost. It was nobody else. And JJ, I will tell you a lot of stories about my mom.
Mm-mm.
That somebody needs to go to her house because I'm sure that they'll catch something. Uh, but yes, that would be awesome if we can show it here if you would like. Um, but oh, I'm so excited. But that's it for tonight, guys. Oh my god, yes, I will show you the picture next week too. I'll look up the picture. Um, but yes, there's so many, and there's another one about I don't know if you guys believe in. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name. Like, what do you call him in? I need Ruben so he can translate for me. They call duendes, which are not they're like little things. They're like little people that they're kind of creepy. Like
Oh,
not a leprechaun, but something similar that they're kind of creepy.
but they're
Uh,
like little ghouls, right? Like not like
yes, kind
yes.
of like that.
Oh,
My mom has some experiences with them, and I have a story that I heard also from that. From other people that it makes me believe that they do exist, you know. Gnomes? Yes, yes, gnomes. Thank you. Thank you,
mm.
Bruce. Yeah, they're like more like that. And I totally forgot that my mom told me a story that experienced a couple of times with that. So I will tell that story next week. I'm so excited. Oh. Kind of, but yeah, it's like more like gnomes. That's how people sees them like that. Um, but a lot of the times they could say they're elemental because they come with the like the land of the place and things like that. But yeah, there's some good ones. Again, well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, JJ. Look me up. Look us up on Instagram, and so I can send you the link for next week. Again, thank you guys for watching us. Till next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.